Hello, my name is Chance Rizzi, and I will be presenting Chapter 4 of Tortilla Flat. So the chapter begins with Pablo and Pilon showing their appreciation for the little things in life, such as the nature around them. This makes us feel as though they have some remorse for the passions that they've given into in the past chapters. However, soon after, they succumb to the passions once again in the form of greed, saying all the things that they wish they had. We then learn more about Cornelia Ruiz, who seems to be a bit of a loose cannon, and she stabbed a man who tried to enter her home. While showing the greed in the form of gluttony, they realized from Danny that Miss Morales' chickens all died from the beans that she had fed them, which led her to sell the good parts to the butcher. Once again, greed comes out when Pilon asks if Danny bought wine with the money, but instead Miss Morales did. This leads us to find out that Danny went to her house and he found that he likes her. And I say likes her with a little bit of emphasis because he puts more emphasis on the money in the house that she has. Having $250 in the bank account is more important to him than her own qualities. And then Danny decides that he wants to buy her a present, so he hints at Pablo and Pilon not paying rent. Through some debate, he insists on them paying rent, but as soon as they leave, they brush it off, saying that they hope he doesn't ask again. They question their friendship, saying that they helped Danny before, but they never actually did, and it was just a hollow offer or memory. While on a walk, they come across Jesus Maria Corcoran, who they thought was dead or wished so that they could take the wine that he had. Jesus insists that they drink the wine together. Out of curiosity, Pilon and Pablo ask how he got the wine. He tells them how he found a rowboat and he sold it for $7. Pilon immediately jumps in and asks if he has any money left. Then Jesus tells his story of buying Arabella Gross gifts, but then he tells us how Arabella left with soldiers instead of staying with him, but then he defends her character, saying that it was time for her to go. Pilon says how she is a thief, and further affirms how greed is setting in this chapter. Jesus says that he plans to buy her another gift with his leftover money, and Pilon offers to take him to the house to cure his cold from drinking. Once they woke for the day, Pilon and Pablo swooped in like hawks, asking if he wanted to rent the house for $15, which he agreed to. They then try to get an advance on the payment in the form of $3, but he insists on buying Arabella a gift with his money, but instead he pays $2 now and keeps $1 for that. Next, Pilon agrees with Danny being a gold digger because they only think about the money that Miss Morales has. And back to buying a gift for Miss Morales is Danny and Pilon, Pablo, and Jesus. They're trying to make themselves feel better about buying wine by justifying that candy is bad for Danny and Miss Morales' teeth. Then they make their way into town to get wine and food. Jesus is tasked with getting the food so that he can't get in their way of drinking the wine, possibly, is what it seems like. And the passions that I've seen in this chapter are greed, selfishness, jealousy, and despair. The questions that I have for my peers are, how do you predict that Danny will react to the substitution of wine instead of the money? Question 2, what role do you think Jesus will play in the development of Danny, Pilon, and Pablo? Will he be a good or a bad influence? And lastly, after reading the chapter, do you notice any other passions or events that negatively impacted a character or characters? And that's all. Thank you.